So I know a lot of Grand Theft Auto fans are really excited to see what GTA 6 is going to look like. The graphics, the gameplay, how realistic it is, what the cars, characters are like, sound like, look like, etc. Well, we're going to be kind of diving into that in this video today. We're going to be trying to tackle the big question of what Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to look like. And we're going to be using something that has been blowing up recently online and on social media. It's this AI program called DALL-E. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. You guys have probably been seeing it all over. It's essentially an AI model that generates images from anything you type in. Like, for example, let's just go ahead and type in my name right here. We'll do Mr. Boss for the win and see what it comes up with. And you guys can see there, it tries to generate images of what Mr. Boss for the win is by just using the name. And I'm super confused by all the green screens. And then you've got the shirtless guy in the middle and lots of dudes with beards, which I don't have. And then at the very bottom, I think it tried to do something along the lines of my logo. I'm not sure. I will leave a link to this site in the description so that you can check it out for yourself and you can plug in anything you want. Now, the only tip I can give you guys is just to be patient. Sometimes you will have to click that run button quite a few number of times before it ultimately works. I don't know a whole lot about this, but I know the community absolutely loves it. And so essentially what I did is I just plugged in a bunch of different prompts for Grand Theft Auto 6 to see what it would come up with. And so let's just go ahead and dive into that right now. So the first one I plugged in is Grand Theft Auto 6. And you guys can see there, these are the images that I got. It kind of looks like, GTA San Andreas-esque graphics. And it also almost looks like loading screens for Grand Theft Auto 5. And primarily what we're getting is a lot of men-looking characters that are wearing either jackets or green shirts and trying to hold guns in some way, shape, or form. And obviously, because this is Grand Theft Auto, there's going to be a heavy amount of vehicles involved. So that right there is pretty cool. And in the bottom left, or bottom right, I should say, it shows 3 characters, which I'm assuming is like Michael, Trevor, Franklin. So again, it's probably generating some stuff from the past. I then also tried Grand Theft Auto Roman numeral 6, and you can see we got some different results here. Still lots of green shirts. I don't know why that seems to be the thing. And also we're getting some interesting cars. Like look at that middle left one right there. This is really fun though, and all our characters seem to be either holding some sort of weapon or something along those lines. The bottom left, we get our first pink car. So yeah, I don't know if this tells us anything about where the game's gonna be or what's going on, but that's Grand Theft Auto Roman numeral 6. Just putting in GTA 6, we end up getting a lot more vehicles, as you guys can see here. We've got this white car, and I think this AI model generator in this set is trying to generate our first HUD as well. You can see that on the bottom left and right of each of those screenshots, and even on the top, you're going to see various different like little things that look like it would be the HUD for a Grand Theft Auto game. So that's what happens when you plug in GTA 6. When you do GTA Roman numeral 6, we really get like our first third-person look behind the character. In the other instances, we were seeing what looks like artwork of the game. Now we're actually seeing the game, and it kind of looks like, again, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, our characters interacting with other characters, cars being on the streets. We can see sort of the cities and the power lines and the traffic lights in the background. It would be absolutely hilarious if any of this turned out to be accurate, that's for sure. Moving on, though, we've got Grand Theft Auto 6 in Liberty City. I tried to plug in some of the GTA 6 code names or things that might be attached with it to see if it would help. And in this instance, again, we kind of got more vehicles and maybe we got a little bit more of a city and maybe less of like palm trees and whatnot. Again, not really sure if this helps us or really tells us anything, but that's Grand Theft Auto 6 in Liberty City. I tried Grand Theft Auto 6 in Los Santos, and you can tell a little bit of a difference. We swap out our big city for palm trees, and I don't know why the one middle left one is like the one that's different from the rest. It looks like he's either wearing a red bandana or a mask around his face or something along those lines. All of our vehicles seem to be kind of like sedans and whatnot too. But anyways, let's move on. The next thing I tried was Grand Theft Auto 6 female character. That's one of the big rumors, is that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to have a playable female protagonist. And this is what it generated right here. I'm not sure really what to make of this at all. I know in the bottom right, we've actually got 3 girls. And in fact, most of them have more than one girl in there. So is that going to indicate multiple different protagonists? I think only time will tell. And then if you plug in Grand Theft Auto 6, a male character, this is what we end up getting. We get this guy right here who wears the green open-collared shirt. And you guys can see he's got dark black hair, kind of a scruffy beard. We're looking at our main character right here with their distorted faces. So that's what I plugged in for Grand Theft Auto 6 male character. For GTA 6 vehicles, I was trying to get some, interesting vehicles here. We started to get some pops of color with the yellow and the bright greens, and then we ended up getting a couple of reds and with the blue hood. This thing is very interesting, that's for sure. And then I tried Grand Theft Auto 6 cars too to see if that would give me anything different. I thought it was just fun to kind of play around with this whole thing. So those were the vehicles. I also wanted to skip ahead and see what the end of the game would be like. I typed in Grand Theft Auto 6 ending, and you guys can see with the black bars on top of each, it was probably trying to generate some sort of cinematic, ultimately showcase the ending of the game. So that's what happens when I put in Grand Theft Auto 6 ending. Trying to give some major spoilers right here. Staying with our cities, I also tried Grand Theft Auto 6 Las Venturas to see if that would generate anything, which is obviously going to be Las Vegas. I think you can kind of see like the Las Vegas-y buildings in the background, but still, everything kind of just looks like a jumbled mess. I also tried Grand Theft Auto 6 San Fierro, which really didn't give me anything other than a bunch of cars and helicopters. The only characters we really get are on the middle right, but really doesn't show the city at all, which is kind of surprising. I even tried plugging in Rockstar Games GTA 6 to see if that would generate anything. This one sort of seemed to give us more of like the artwork style as well. So again, nothing that's too different from these results. I also put in Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer to see if we would get anything like that, because I know we're all anxiously awaiting a trailer to arrive. But again, nothing too crazy. And then the last thing, I ended up putting Grand Theft Auto 6 Mr. Boss FTW to see what that would generate. And for whatever reason, it was mostly all cars with 2 crazy-looking characters on the top left and middle left. So there you go. Kind of just a fun little experiment that I really wanted to try today with this AI model generating thing. It's been taking off all across the community, so I just wanted to go ahead and plug in GTA 6 in as many places as I could to see what it would generate and honestly what would happen. But anyways, I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. Have you utilized this site? And if you have, what do you think of it? And what do you think of the GTA 6 stuff that we were able to get out of it today? Let me know what you think in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.